Aita for refusing to move out of my apartment so my roommate's boyfriend could move in. I, 25F, have lived with my roommate Hannah, 26F, for almost 2 years. We split rent evenly, signed a lease together, and until recently, things were fine. 6 months ago, Hannah started dating Ryan. He's over constantly. At first it was weekends. Then it became most nights. Then it became every night. He started showering here daily, using our groceries, working from our living room, leaving clothes everywhere. I finally asked Hannah when Ryan would be officially moving in. She laughed and said, "Oh, he's not moving in. He just stays a lot." Then she told me something that completely shocked me. She said Ryan's lease was ending, and she thought it would make sense if I moved out so he could take my room. She said, "You're more independent. You'd land on your feet." I said absolutely not. Now she says I'm being unreasonable and blocking her future. Aita, Update 1. Hannah asked if I consider paying less rent to share a room with her. I thought she was joking. She wasn't. I told her no again. She said I was being selfish and not supporting her relationship. Update 2. Ryan started acting cold toward me. He stopped greeting me and began leaving passive-aggressive notes about shared spaces. One note said, "Some people don't like change." I removed it. Update 3. Hannah told our landlord that Ryan was temporarily staying and asked if he could be added to the lease. The landlord said no, unless rent was renegotiated and everyone agreed. Hannah blamed me. Update 4. She stopped paying her full share of rent. When I confronted her, she said, "Well, Ryan basically lives here." I told her that wasn't my problem. Final update. I informed the landlord. Hannah and Ryan were given 30 days to either add Ryan legally or move out. They moved out. The apartment is peaceful again. I feel guilty, but relieved. Aita for refusing to give my sister my wedding venue after she got engaged later than me. I, 29F, got engaged last year after dating my partner for 5 years. We immediately started planning because we wanted a small but meaningful wedding. After months of searching, we found the perfect venue. It was affordable, intimate, and had a long waiting list. We booked it for October next year and paid a non-refundable deposit. My younger sister, Emily, 26F, got engaged 6 months later. At first, I was genuinely happy for her. Then she asked when my wedding was. When I told her the date and venue, she went quiet. A few days later, she came over and said, "I really love your venue. It's exactly what I want." I told her thanks and offered to help her look for something similar. She said, "Actually, since you're already legally married by then anyway, would you consider letting me use it instead?" I laughed because I thought she was joking. She wasn't. She explained that she wanted her wedding earlier than mine and that my venue would suit her better. I said no. She cried. Now my parents say I should be the bigger person. Aita, Update 1. Emily told our parents that I was hoarding the venue. My mom called me and said, "Can't you just move your date? You're more flexible." I reminded her that the deposit is non-refundable. We already sent save the dates. Vendors are booked. She said, "Well, weddings are about family." Update 2. Emily messaged me a very long text explaining that she's always been second to me. This is her chance to feel special. I'm used to being first. This confused me because she was literally the golden child growing up. When I pointed that out, she accused me of gaslighting her. Update 3. She suggested a compromise. I keep my date, but let her use a venue first. Then I rebook somewhere else. I said no again. She said, "You're choosing a building over your sister." Update 4. Extended family got involved. An aunt messaged, "Weddings are just one day. Sisters are forever." I replied, "So why doesn't she choose a different venue for her one day?" No response. Update 5. Emily announced her wedding date, 2 weeks before mine, at a completely different venue. Then she sent me a message saying, "I hope you're happy." I had to settle. Final update. My wedding is in 3 months. Emily has stopped speaking to me. My parents are attending both weddings but are noticeably colder toward me. I feel sad, but I don't feel wrong. Story 3 Aita for telling my friend I won't be her emergency contact anymore after she abused it. I, 27F, became close friends with Lauren, 28F, through work. A year ago, she asked me to be her emergency contact since she has no family nearby. I agreed. At first, it made sense. Then the call started. Not emergencies, inconveniences. She locked herself out. Her car wouldn't start. She needed a ride at 2 a.m. She felt lonely. Every time, she said, "You're my emergency contact." I helped because I felt guilty. Update 1. The first real emergency happened when her phone died and she missed work. Her manager called me. I woke her up, drove her to work, and thought, okay, this is what emergency contacts are for. Then it kept happening. Update 2. One night, I was out of town. Lauren called me 11 times. When I finally answered, she said, "I need you. I'm having a bad day." I reminded her I was 3 hours away. She cried and said, "That's why I need you." Update 3. The breaking point came when her building manager called me because Lauren hadn't paid rent and wasn't answering her phone. That's when I realized I wasn't an emergency contact. I was a backup adult. Update 4. I told Lauren I couldn't be her emergency contact anymore. She went silent, then exploded. She said I was abandoning her. Friends don't set limits. She trusted me. I told her I was burned out. She said, "So now I'm a burden." Update 5. She told co-workers that I cut her off during a mental health crisis. People started treating me differently. I explained the truth to HR with call logs. HR backed me. Final update. Lauren transferred departments. We no longer speak. I feel relieved and a little guilty, but mostly relieved. Story 4 Aita for refusing to give my coworker credit for work she emotionally supported. I, 32F, work in a small office where collaboration is encouraged, but individual projects are clearly assigned. Last quarter, I was given a big project that could lead to a promotion. My coworker, Sophie, 29F, knew this and constantly stopped by my desk to chat while I worked. She didn't contribute ideas, research, or actual labor. She mostly asked how stressed I was, brought coffee once, said things like, "You've got this." When the project was finished, my manager praised me in a team meeting. Sophie then said, "Well, we worked really hard on that." Everyone looked at me. I corrected her and said it was my project. She went quiet. Later she messaged me saying I embarrassed her and dismissed her contribution. Aita? Update 1. Sophie told our manager she felt pushed out of the project. My manager asked me privately if Sophie helped. I said no, honestly, calmly, factually. He thanked me for clarifying. Update 2. Sophie stopped talking to me completely. She started sighing loudly when I entered rooms and rolling her eyes during meetings. One coworker told me Sophie was saying I don't value teamwork. Update 3. HR got involved. Apparently Sophie claimed I created a hostile environment by excluding her. I brought project files, emails, task assignments. HR sided with me. Update 4. Sophie posted vague LinkedIn content about toxic workplaces that silence women. Several co-workers liked it. Things got awkward. Update 5. The promotion results came out. I got it. Sophie did not. She sent me a message saying, "I hope stepping on others was worth it." I didn't reply. Final update. Sophie transferred to another company. My work environment is peaceful again. I learned that encouragement not equal to contribution.